On the Suncoast, who's been sitting in jail since 2004, is going to get another day in court. SNN's Crystal Knowles explains how the change in law could benefit death row inmates.
Even though Joseph Smith was sentenced to death back in 2005 for the kidnap, murder, and battery of an 11-year-old girl, these court documents he filed earlier this year to vacate his death sentence was approved by a judge. A story that shocked the Suncoast and the nation. Carly Bruscia was last seen alive in this surveillance video. 5 days later, her body found here behind a church, less than 3 miles away. Her killer, 51-year-old Joseph Smith, was convicted and sentenced to death by a 10-2 jury vote. But with a new law signed by Governor Rick Scott taking effect in March, death sentences now need to have a unanimous vote instead of the majority.
Joseph Smith, who's considered a pretty bad guy, did something really bad here in Sarasota, is now taking advantage of it. And there's probably 375 people on death row currently in Florida. And this retroactive application won't apply to all of them.
Criminal defense attorney Derek Bird is predicting more death penalty cases will be resurfacing using the retroactive application of the law.
To come back and have to relive this all over again, over 10 years has passed. There's witnesses who are no longer here. For example, Carly Bruscia's own mother is no longer here.
After her daughter's murder, Susan Shorpen began using drugs and tragically died of a heroin overdose earlier this year. Prosecutors are going to have a tougher time getting all jurors to vote for death, especially almost 12 years later. These court documents show that Smith was granted a new penalty phase trial. In Sarasota, Crystal Knowles, SNN, Suncoast News Network.
Crystal, thank you for that report. On August 31st, the court will hold a case management conference to talk about the penalty trial date for Smith's case. His guilty conviction will remain in place.